I'm Sean Hallman. I served 20 years in the United States Marine Corps. My job in the military was a packaging specialist, otherwise a 3052. One of the biggest influences for me anyways when I came in the military was my father. Always watching him when he was in the National Guard, polishing his boots and serving the country and wearing that uniform with pride. It was just something in that I liked, and it really triggered me to want to become something bigger than myself. So that's why I became a Marine.
Hi, my name is Michael Cribbins. I served in the United States Navy for 9 years. About 2 years after high school, I went in the reserves. In 1968, our ship was deployed to Vietnam. We spent 18 months in Vietnam sweeping minefields. And after coming back from Vietnam, I continued to serve a total of 9 years in the U.S. Navy.
My name is Tony Munroe. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I spent 3 years in the U.S. Army Special Forces. Spent 2 years in Vietnam. The years that I spent in Vietnam were pivotal in my life as a soldier. Those experiences is something that, I think a lot of us from the Vietnam era came up with as negativity. It's hard to get past that. Even today, you think that you have grown past a lot of these thoughts and feelings, but they're not very far behind you.
Some of the areas I was deployed was Japan, both Okinawa, the island, as well as mainland Japan and Iwakuni, and I also served one tour in Iraq. Yes, I was there in Iraq in 2005. I served from February to September of 2005, and it was pretty hectic. Then, even though I was a supply MOS, we did receive a lot of incoming mortar and rocket fire, but it's something you just become acclimatized to while you're out there and accept it.
I had fairly strong feelings about the Vietnam conflict and whether or not we should have been there, but you set them aside when the government tells you what you need to do and the reasons why we were there, as far as why the government felt we should be there and to support the people. But it was a busy enough time, you didn't have a lot of time to think about that. You stayed busy 24 hours a day, not a lot of time to think about it. We, every time that we would go up the rivers of Vietnam, we were usually within 50 to 100 yards of the banks, which were jungle right up to the river. We took fire at times. We were supported by helicopters. If there was any combat in the area, they would run off those people so we could get our job done of sweeping the minefields that would be there in the rivers to keep our support ships from coming in.
When I went into the military, I went in with the thought of becoming a career military person, because that was basically, that was my, comfort zone, that type of life. I was around a lot of relatives, uncles and cousins and stuff that were military, and watching them, seeing them come home, being around them, listening to the jargon and seeing it on TV and whatnot, it was all up my alley. I was very appreciative to them for what they were doing, and I wanted to be like them. It's just like, I guess, watching your big brother play football, and you saying, boy, look at him, and you want to be like him. And so I wanted to be like them as a soldier.
The military benefited me as a person. It gave me the discipline, if you will, to become a better person and knowing myself and having a greater appreciation for what we have in the United States. And you know, some of those freedoms that we protect.
Like I said, in the last few years, Veterans Day means a lot to me now because I knew who went in there. I knew what they did when they went in the military. So it's just honoring the guys for what they did, who they were, but whether you saw them or not, or whether you knew anyone or not. It's just honoring what the sacrifice that the guys gave, whether they gave them their life, their time, a portion of their body or whatever. It's just to honor them, to show them appreciation. And I don't think we do enough of that.
Well, what I hope and think others should, you know, I would like for them to feel is, you know, just say to a hi to a fellow veteran or, you know, somebody that served, whether it's 5 years, 6 years, 20 years, you know, or how many ever years that they ever served. I mean, I think, you know, they did their best to protect this nation, and, you know, they gave their all. You know, I think the least we can do as Americans is, you know, respect that.
It means more to me every year. I meet more veterans, talk to more veterans, and realize I wasn't the only one who was impacted the way I was. So it's become more important. You start to think about it wasn't just the Vietnam veterans, it was veterans from all wars who gave a part of their life, in some cases, and some of them gave their lives. Because of that, you start to realize the importance of it. And as a young man, I felt like I was invincible in some ways. We just kept on going. We kept doing our job. Now when I look back at the numbers that we lost there, I realize I was very lucky to make it home.